Welcome again, my friends. Welcome to JSP and Servlet beginner to advanced tutorial. In last video, we have been seen about how to set up environment for our JSP and Servlet programming. In this video, I'll give you some short introduction or some basics about HTTP Servlet and HTTP. First, let's come out what is HTTP Servlet. HTTP Servlet is a HTML page generator. It has the power to generate a HTML page. Also, an HTTP servlet can also be embedded inside a HTML page. But in JSP, we don't want to use HTML page. We want to use JSP page. So the servlet can be embedded directly in HTML pages using a new technique called Java Server Pages, that is called JSP. So in our project we will use JSP page instead of HTML page. Okay, that's the basic of HTTP servlet. Let's come out HTTP. What is HTTP? HTTP is an stateless protocol. Its full meaning is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It's an application layer protocol for transmitting hypermedia documents such as HTML. So it's designed for communication between web browser and the web server. It follows the client server model, that is a CS structure. And I already mentioned that HTTP is a stateless protocol. That means the server doesn't keep any data between two requests. Though often based on TCP IP layer, it can be used on any reliable transport layer. That is a protocol that doesn't lose messages silently like UDP does. And HTTP have some headers files. HTTP includes a request method, HTTP status response method that we'll mostly use in our project is doGet method and doPost method. But I also want to tell you something about HTTP headers that we have to know and we will use in our project. One thing is cache control, HTTP cache control, and it will help us to control our cache in our project. We want to store cache or we don't want to store cache. All the setup will type by cache control. Also, one header file is clear site data. Another is accept charge set. Maybe usually you are so popular about that when we write HTML code on header, we'll set out that char set, encoding, language. Another thing is cookie, set cookie. Then another HTTP header file is content disposition. Basically, when we want to download file, on click download, maybe you will see some is pop up to save file. We on that time we will use content disposition. So I have also a video about file download and the proper use of content disposition. You can check the JSP and Servlet playlist. There is one video is file download, and also I will give the link in the description below. Also you can check in the icon. And another is content type. That means it's a MIME type. What kinds of data we are sending to our server is text by HTML, or is image by JPG, image by GIF, image by, or file by exe, at any kinds of thing. Or what kinds of data we are sending to our server. So that content type define that. There's many things. I will give and documentation link in the description below. Check those out in many more. Okay, let's come out the HTTP request method. Okay, in HTTP request method we have many methods, but mostly we use get method and post method. The get method request a representation of the specified resource request using get should only retrieve the data, And the post method is used to submit an entity to the specific resource, often causing a changing in state or side effect on the server. So mostly I think to get data from the server, mostly we use get method, and to send the data to the server we mostly use post method. So it doesn't mean we can't send the data through the get method. We also can send the data through get method to the server, but this is a bad practice, because when we use get method to send data, actually it goes through a URL. So when you have a number of data, then it will be pretty uncomfortable and you will get more error. And so that's why when we want to send data to the server, so we mostly use post method. And when we want to get data from the server, on that time we'll use get method. There are also few method is head method, that is asks for a response identical to that of a get request but without the response body. Then there is another method is put method, replace all current representation of the target resource with the request payload. There is another method, delete method, connect method, option method, trace method, and patch method. But mostly we will use get method and post method. And the response. Maybe you know that the response method we have mostly popular is 404. What does it mean? 404, that means not found. 403, that means forbidden. And 200 is equal to is okay, and 400 is bad request. So there is some hidden codes that has some different meanings. So I will also give you that a documentation link in the description below. You can check it out. Which error code tell us about what's the problem. 302 means found, 300 is equal to multiple choice. So there are many error codes and successful response code. So I will give that documentation link in the description below. You can check those out. And the Servlet API, when we use Java for Servlet, so it will actually, there is a Servlet class, interface class from Java, two packages, javafx.servlet or javax.servlet.http. So when we want to implement the HTTP servlet, on that time we will use that interface javafx.servlet.http.http servlet. Since a protocol independent servlet should subclass a generic servlet, so while an HTTP servlet should subclass HTTP servlet, which is itself a subclass of a generic servlet with added HTTP specific functionality. That's all for this tutorial. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you think this video is helpful, so thumbs up this video. And also if you don't like this, you can dislike it, this post. And if you have any question, you can comment below. And must don't forget to share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Okay, so see you in next video. In next video we'll start on our JSP page, and we'll learn our first JSP code is hello world. I already shown that in before, but from next video we'll learn in more details. So see you in next video.